Ready? What's up, Madecipha? Now that Arguments with God has dropped, how are you feeling and how is it being received?
I mean, people like it, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting some love for it. I'm not really the greatest with promoting my stuff, and I don't have a manager at the moment, so it's one of those things. I put it out, I make a couple posts, and then I just kind of move on to the next thing. But other than that, I think it was, you know, it definitely got its fair share of love. I was with my homie the other day, and he tells me he listens to it with his 11-year-old son, which I thought's kind of funny because it's definitely an explicit album. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm feeling alright, I guess.
It's good. If you were to tell a stranger about your music and could recommend 5 songs of yours, what would they be?
Ice Water in Hell, Not Even the King, Gladiator School, Misery Will Howl, and Caring for a Cobra.
So I know you're a big UFC fan. What did you think of Usman versus Covington?
I thought that fight in particular was awesome. I thought the 2 fights before that were kind of snooze fests. The Max Holloway fight and the Amanda Nunes fight, I thought they kind of were a little on the boring side, but I thought the Usman-Covington fight was real good. I'm surprised neither one of them tried to wrestle with the wrestling credentials to see who's the better wrestler. I for sure thought that someone was going to try to take somebody down, and it was kind of crazy that the guy, Colby Covington, he talks the mass amount of shit that he talks, got his jaw broke, you know what I mean? But yo, at the same time, he still fought. So it's kind of like you're happy that he got, like, oh, he got his jaw broke, ha ha ha, and he's still in there and he's fighting and everything like that. You kind of have to respect him a little bit. Like, he's definitely a tough-ass dude. I just wish he would knock off the little persona that he has, and kind of if he humbled himself a little bit, I probably would have been a fan after that. And I mean, he put on a great performance as well. They both did their damn thing. It was a great fight.
Did you get any new oddity pieces lately?
Not really. I mean, I've been getting stuff from the pet store and everything like that. Just for my Etsy store has been a little busy due to Christmas time. We actually just, me and Mike filming right now, we just went to the post office and I sent out a wolf snake. I've been sending stuff every couple of days. It's been kind of steady. It wasn't as busy as last year, but it's now gotten about to be as busy as last year, and we still got about a week before Christmas time, so it's doing pretty good. But I haven't gotten any new like 2-headed turtles or anything like that. Actually, I got a hypomelanistic map turtle from my boy Blake from Mississippi. He sent me that. We made a trade, and that was like the last real cool thing from the collection that I got. But other than that, no.
Have you been on any exciting ghost hunts recently?
Yeah, me and you went to Remington. That was cool. I hung out with my boy Chuck the other day. He showed me this new cemetery up in Killingworth. We finally found the Van Falls. I mean, it's, you know, we're counting down the days to the 2019 is over, but for the last couple months, we've been going kind of hard, even though it's getting kind of cold out. Last night, we went to Burlington Trio. We went in Lamson Corner. It was the first time in a couple years I've went in Lamson Corner. You know, you got to go and Alex got to go, and you guys, your first time there and stuff like that. So stuff like that, I've been definitely trying to go hard for my next project that I'm working on and everything like that. And I'm trying to think of what my favorite one of the year has been. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. What was the best ghost hunt of the year? But there was definitely some memorable ones for sure.
Tell us about your new book.
So first off, I'm redoing Phasmophobia, and that's almost done. We have some editing to do. We talked to the book baby, got everything all handled with them and everything like that. I should see Thomas tomorrow, and we're little by little each week working on a little chunk of it and almost getting it done. But other than that, I'm working on the ghost journals, and I'm just typing out my, I have a journal that's over there that has, every time I go, I make an entry of like who I went with, when I went, what time we got to the cemetery, what equipment we used, and I just like if anything happened, and I just make like a detailed paragraph of everything I went, and I've been doing that since September 27th, 2010. So I was going to end it after this year, but I decided it makes more sense to just go until September 27th, 2020. So it's a full 10 years from that day to that day. And if it's raining that day, we can always go to the Woodland Road in Wallingford. So that being said, we're gonna go till September now. With that, I got some new equipment coming from my girl for Christmas, thermal imager and stuff like that. So we can get some really good ghost hunting in. We're still trying to finish off this year with a bang, and then I got all next year till September. And so hopefully by the time that comes around, I'll have everything typed up. We'll have the cover and everything made, so I can just basically put it to print right away, and it'll be out by Christmas time. I don't think it'll be out by Halloween, but the second book, or the third book, actually, it's my third book, the Ghost Journals should be out next Christmas, and the Phasmophobia should be out, I don't know, I'm probably going to press it up in the next month or so. I should have them by springtime.
Any news on Ghost Rapper?
So this guy was helping me out, and then he kind of like just stunted on me and stopped like talking to me, and it kind of was like I don't know, kind of deflated me a little bit. But I went to Vice, and they have a thing that you could, like an email that you could pitch them your show. So I pitched them the show, or I sent them an email with a link, and then the follow-up for the Ghost Rapper at the HorrorCon, and you know, in the subject I wrote like ghosts, oddities, and hip hop, and in parentheses and everything like that. And it's been about 2 weeks. I know they're probably a little backed up and it's a little slow because it's the holiday season. But I'm thinking someone's gonna at least check it out. So I'm hoping for the best to hear from them. Every time I get an email, I'm like, oh, I hope it's that. So right now we're just still playing the waiting game. I mean, I don't have a lawyer. I don't really have money for all that kind of stuff, and I don't have anybody really pitching it for me, so we're just kind of, you know, doing it, hoping that doors open up and that it's in God's hands, basically, you know what I mean? Whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. I got to stop trying to do it in my own strength and just hope for the best.
Will we hear a new Madecipha rap project in 2020?
I say no, and then like I go through these moods. Right now, I just kind of want to chill. I mean, if anything, I might put out No Turning Back Volume 4, like later in the year. But every year, I put out like 1 to 2 projects, sometimes 3. You know, maybe the band, if we get to that point, I don't know. But as far as an EP or a solo project or anything like that, I don't know. I have like most of No Turning Back Volume 4 ready to go. I need to compile it all together and put the artwork and stuff like that. I can pretty much release it at any given time. I got a good solid 21, 22 tracks just kind of sitting there doing nothing. So if I want to put something out, I could, but I don't really feel like there's a need right now. I feel like right now I should be resting. I put out a lot over the catalog and stuff like that there's not really a need to hit everybody with another album so soon. Right now I should just kind of worry about just laying low, building, and working on other things.
We know you're a big Halloween guy. What did you do on Halloween?
Went to Salem with you, your wife, and my girl. We had a good time. We went to the Witch's Dungeon. That was cool. They did a reenactment. We went to a couple haunted houses. We went to what? 3 haunted houses?
Yeah.
We went to 3 haunted houses, and what else did we do when we first got there? We went to the Wax Museum. We went to 3 haunted houses, a witch dungeon, and the Wax Museum, and we walked around and hung out, had a good time, and it was really fun. I actually really enjoyed myself. It was a great time.
How do you feel about Christmas?
I'm not like bah humbug, but I'm not one of these dudes that's like singing Christmas carols. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm all for, you know, the holiday season and spending time with your family and your loved ones and stuff like that. And I'm definitely not cheap by any means. I got a whole shelf over there full of Christmas presents for everybody. I'm trying to do my best, but when you're on a budget, like I'm not fat paid. I'm like, I get by and I do well for myself and I'm all right. You know what I mean? But I'm not like, my pockets aren't steep enough to really be like, it's one of those holidays that's just like, damn, you know what I mean? It's just it's expensive, and you know, I think I like it a little bit more when money starts coming in a little bit better, and I don't have to worry about cash as much.
If you were able to record a song with any artist, who would it be?
Insane Clown Posse.
If you could get a beat from any producer, who would it be?
Mikey Clark.
Do you still listen to Joel Osteen?
I listen to Joel Osteen like 3 times a day. You know, some of my friends ridicule me and tell me I shouldn't listen to him and stuff. He just makes me feel better about situations and gives me hope and inspires me and keeps me like grounded, and you know, I'm trying to work on myself and being a person of integrity and trying to be a better person and just trying to fix some of my character flaws that, you know, I've had in the past. I've lost a lot of friends and stuff like that. A lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about me, and I'm trying to not be like that anymore. I'm really trying to make a valiant effort into changing and stuff like that. And he's kind of like an instruction manual on how to do that. And you know, listening to him over and over and over and again tries to, it makes things a little easier and smoother, and it kind of starts to resonate after a while. And you know, you definitely once you start really getting it in your system and it starts taking root, it really comes to a point where, you know, I could see the improvements I've made because of it. So if people don't understand it, it's fine.
You haven't been responding to any haters. Why is that?
Because of Joel Osteen. Like, there's a boy of mine, we were in a group together, made a diss. I think everybody thought that I was going to fly off the table and fly off the handle and diss him or try to fight him or something like that. And don't get me wrong, like, I mean, if I see him, I might say something to him, I might heckle him. Like, I mean, he's definitely, it's one of those things that a lot of people like to say stuff about me, and then they see me in person, and I get kind of mad, and then they're like, oh, Bon, we're sorry, shake my hand. That's happened like 4 or 5 times, where people have been tough guys on the internet, and then they see me in real life, and they just get kind of scared or whatever like that. So it's just one of those things. I'm not really concerned myself with it. It's like the kid made a little diss, maybe 100 people heard it. He thought he ended my career. It didn't do anything. And like, if he saw me, he's not. I could probably take my left hand, put it behind my back, and beat him up with one-handed. You know, even wear an eye patch. Like, he's not. It's not. He wouldn't. If I challenged him to a fight, he wouldn't respond. He wouldn't even say anything. So it's one of those things where it's like, you got to know what you know, this isn't David versus Goliath. You got to know what battles are worthy of your destiny and it's just not really worth my time. I honestly think that I'm going to propel to where I need to go, and I eventually am going to get there, and that when I do, he's going to be like, oh, damn, I shouldn't have done that, and he's going to be kissing my ass trying to apologize. And, you know, if he did apologize, I'd probably forgive him, but I mean, I'm probably not going to work with the kid ever again. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like it was. I might not punch him in his face, but I mean, I'm not out looking to have beef with anybody. Like, you know, I'm not saying I'm gonna let everyone and their mother start making diss songs about me. You know what I mean? Like, eventually, like, that's just not gonna fly. But you know, at the same time, I'm not gonna respond to every single person who got something to say about me. I know I got bigger, like, I hate to say names, but like Anthro and that whole crew, they sit online making memes about me and saying all sorts of stuff about me and whatever like that. I don't even acknowledge them, dude. To be honest with you, I don't even pay any attention to them. I don't say their names. I just keep moving forward. I keep making music. I keep doing what I'm doing. I stay focused. I'm working on I'm grinding. I'm doing everything. I'm not responding to them. I'm not playing into that. It's just like, all right, bro, you guys aren't doing anything. They're not making any kind of effort to better themselves, and they're putting all their efforts into trying to make fun of me and like saying stuff about me online and sharing memes about me and making photos and doing all sorts of stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, it doesn't have effect on me at all. Like, it just makes them look stupid. It's just dumb. It's just like, all right, bro, I'm over here. I made like 6 albums since we've stopped working together, and you haven't even made a song yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of those things. Like, I know I have the potential in me for greatness, and I know that, and I don't really care about, you know, I don't let myself get involved with every single person that has something negative to say.
What LP of yours is your favorite?
What LP of mine is my favorite?
Yeah.
For a long time, I probably would have said Armageddon Ready. I really like that one, but I think probably Makan Matali, the new one, and not because it's the new one and I'm trying to promote my, like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's done differently. It had an eerie vibe to it. I think it's the most mature, and I like that there's only one collab on the whole thing. It's like 20 songs, and it got Body Bag Syndicate on one song, and the rest is just all me. A full entire LP of just all solo tracks, just me, no Anthro, no Freeze, no 5 a.m., no Luminol, no Nautilus, no Eidolon, no nobody. There's no features at all. It's just me killing it, and I like the way I put it together and everything. It just kind of it really just kind of worked out, and I like the tracks on that one a lot, and it kind of worked out, and I'm grateful it came out the way it did, and that one really has grown on me. We'll see if I make another one in due time, but you know, I like the fact that I made basically a solo LP, and that wasn't what I set out to do. It just kind of happened that way.
Are you excited about the bantamweight fight between your boy Frankie Edgar and the Korean Zombie?
Yeah, it's on Saturday. I'm gonna watch it at my girl's house. I don't know. Is it? I don't know if it's at featherweight or bantamweight. Like, if Korean Zombie was a featherweight, so I don't like. Frankie was dropping down, and I'm kind of confused because I was like, he was about to go down to bantamweight to fight, who was it, Corey Sandhagen or whatever his name was, and then they pulled him from that fight to give him this fight. But Korean Zombie was a featherweight, so I don't know if Korean Zombie's fighting at bantamweight. Do you know, Mike, what's going on with this? No clue? See, I don't know if this is a featherweight fight or a bantamweight fight. I'm excited to see Frankie at bantamweight, though. Yes.
How is the band project coming along?
Good. We had band practice yesterday. We got a song done. If you hear, at this point, I think it's kind of becoming my main focus. I think I'm laying low with the rap stuff. I think that I need to just kind of take it a break for a little while. I put a lot of time, effort, energy, money, all that kind of stuff into working on all that and trying to do it, and just trying to, and it just doesn't seem to really be happening the way that I wanted it to, or the way I thought it was going to, and I gotta humble myself a little bit, and I gotta, you know, I gotta, no matter what, I can't be bitter, and I can't be unhappy over the way that things are. So I think that this band project, it's going slow. It's, you know, we're moving along. We got how many songs do we have now? Five? We have 5 songs. Almost 6. So we're getting there. You know what I mean? I'm just taking time. We got a good group of guys. Everyone has, you know, you're like a death metal screamo guy. Mark is like what would you consider Mike? Just like a metal guy, right? Like a Metallica kind of like one of those kind of
hard rock.
Yeah, like hard rock metal guy. Felix is like a punk guy. I'm a horror rapper. We should have just took 4 styles and threw them in a room and like make it work in stylistically, like what could you guys come up with? And we all combined our efforts and drew down on it, and it's working out. I really like it. I'm excited about it. I have a show next month. It's a rap show. I'm gonna do it because at this point I already committed to it, and I don't really like backing out over stuff like that. So I'm gonna do it. I've been practicing a little bit, but after that I'm gonna lay low on writing for a little while. I'm gonna lay low on releasing anything or recording or anything like that, and I'm just gonna take my time, ease things out, work on the band project, and see if anything happens, and just kind of take 2020 to relax, because it's been so much of me going 100 miles an hour that I think I need to just put it in cruise control for a little bit and just kind of see what happens. But that's basically where I'm at with the band and with everything else. And definitely there's still a lot of gas left in the tank. I'm not telling anybody I'm done or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna take a year and just chill. I haven't done that. You know, I have like 19 albums out. I've been putting 2-3 albums out every year. And I'm just saying that this year I don't think I have the energy to do that. I'm just gonna relax, and then maybe next year hit you guys with a little something. You know what I'm saying? Go from there.
Alright, sounds good. So those questions with Madecipha.
Peace.